Hey there, and welcome to Messy Confessions number 4, the safe space where you can come to me with your cleaning questions. No question is too silly, too small, too anything. I want to know it. I will do my best to answer your questions and give you an answer that gets you the most efficient and effective cleaning response that you need. If there's something I don't know, I will tell you. And I am, of course, going to do everything I can to get you the easiest and simplest product recommendation first, and we'll sort of work our way up if we need something a little more strong. You can ask me a question related to cleaning products, tools, and techniques. So if you've never been on one of our live streams before, welcome. And if you have already been to one of our live streams, you already know what to expect. So I'll just let you know, you're welcome to ask questions by typing them in the comment box. You can also, if you're interested, click the link in the comment box written by Clean My Space, and it says chat live with Melissa. Use this link. And what that will do is bring you into the waiting room right here on this screen with me. And you can ask questions to me directly, and you and I can have a chat. You will be on camera, but don't be shy. It is my favorite way to answer questions. When I get to see you, when we get to interact and sort of chit chat about a problem, we can work through it and get you an answer really quickly. And it's really fun. I love meeting you. So if you do have a question, do me a favor, raise your hand and show up. I'd love to know in the comments where you are watching from today, what part of the world you're in, and what's it like today. It was daylight savings yesterday, so everyone's kind of feeling that darkness. I'll be honest, I had a TV segment this morning, which is where I just came from, which is why I'm in full makeup and have a really good wing eyeliner going on right now. And I was tripping all over my words on that segment. I was forgetting things, and the hosts were saying the same thing after. They're like, oh my God, like my brain is people were dropping things. Like it was just very, like everyone's just having like an out of mind experience, and I'm feeling it too. So if you notice that I'm tripping on my words today or forgetting things, that is why. Oh, I'm loving seeing where everyone's joining from. Tamara, I was just in California last week. I loved it. April, it's your first time here in North Carolina. Love having you here. Oh my goodness. Libri, we have you from Milan, Italy, and you say you're my first cleaning expert. Oh, and Yasmin, you're from South Africa. This is so nice to see all of you tuning in. I just love it. Don't be shy. Oh, we've got Francis from Toronto. Great to have you here. That's where I'm from. I'm from the Greater Toronto area. Sharwood, you're here from East Tennessee. We've got Balfour from Kansas City. And Kansas City, just so you know, because I have a cousin that lives in Kansas City, is not Kansas. Kansas City is in Missouri. And oh my goodness, we've got Tanya from Macedonia, or Costa Dinoska, but I feel like that might be your last name. We've got VK from India. Lovely to have you here. Jacqueline, you're here from Vancouver, BC. Mavis, you're from Maryland. It's so great to have you all here. And Revelan, you're from North Carolina. Hopefully I got your name correct. Diane, you're from Kingston, Jamaica. Oh my gosh, I hope it's sunny and beautiful there for you today. So anyway, yeah, it's feeling a little dark and dreary. Oh my goodness. We have Cynthia from Nairobi, Kenya. It's dark and dreary here in Toronto today. It's about 12 degrees Celsius. Not that I'm like the Weather Channel or anything, but I always think it's nice to know what it's like on the other side. And Khadija, where are you joining from?
Ohio.
Ohio, nice to have you. I sometimes visit. I go to Cincinnati sometimes.
Yes.
Tell me how I can help you today.
Well, I wanted to find out, far as when I'm cleaning like baseboards, is it okay to use Clorox wipes, or I like attach it to a mop and use Clorox wipes? Will that, especially if the baseboards are wooded, is that safe or no?
So the short answer is it's not the best choice. The
Mm.
long answer is I want to talk to you about the why. So why are you using Clorox wipes on the baseboard? What was
I think I got in the habit of that. Like once I cleaned the toilet and behind the toilet, I just kept going with the
so is
wipes
this
because
just the
I.
baseboards in the bathroom specifically?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. I don't mind it for the bathrooms. I think that's fine because at the end of the day, like you've also probably got, some urine to wipe up back there.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, I would say a couple of things about using Clorox wipes on baseboards. First of all, it's an expensive product. So your cost per use is pretty high when the desired outcome isn't necessarily what you would get from a Clorox wipe. So you would be better off using something like an all-purpose cleaner or something that has a bit of an enzyme in it. I really like Crud Cutter for that job. We filmed a really dirty bathroom video a few weeks ago that I have on the YouTube channel where I use Crud Cutter to do that job because it helps to break down the urine odors and gets that grime. And the cost per use is going to be lower and it's going
Oh,
to do a better
good.
job than Clorox wipes. But I understand why you're using the wipes because you're already there. The wipe is in your hand.
Right.
I get it. And then, of course, for the paint and the wood, it is my understanding, and I'm going off memory, that Clorox wipes isn't great for super porous surfaces like wood. So think on that next time and consider switching your product. You might want to try something with a bit of an enzyme that can break down the urine odor. You're on the right track. I just think
Oh,
you can
thank
get
you.
better results for less money with a different product.
Thank you.
Thanks for asking that question and for turning your camera on. It was so lovely to meet you. I hope that helped.
Excuse my hair. I'm having a bad hair
Oh,
day.
geez.
And I just wanted to tell you, I want to show you something real quick.
I want to
I
see.
I just ordered my wipes from you from
Yay!
Maker's Clean.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I'm excited to use those.
Oh, that made my
Okay.
day. I hope you love them.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
joining.
Bye-bye.
All right. Okay. Oh my gosh. So nice to meet Khadija. And we have Laura from Ohio as well. That's so nice. And Sing It is here as well. And we have Catherine from Ocala, Florida. I'm actually going out to visit some friends in Florida this weekend. So, Catherine, I might see you at a Target. All right. Sunshine Pam says, Kentucky here. Do you have any tips for an older person with a bad back to help with cleaning? I do. We put out a video a while back, maybe 3 months ago now. And it was about cleaning with limited mobility. And perhaps someone on my team will be able to pop that video link into the chat for you because we worked really hard to find products and tools that could help folks that had mobility issues. If you have a bad back, cleaning is really challenging. My mom recently hurt her back, and I've noticed, my mom's in her early 70s, but I've noticed how quickly, this woman that could zip around and go anywhere, all of a sudden she stopped dead in her tracks. She has to just take it easy. And the tasks that she was able to do have completely changed. So a couple things to think about is just to pace yourself. So don't expect that you're going to get as much done cleaning as you used to. Your body's different and what you can do is different. So pace yourself, number one. Number two, kind of adapt and adjust your expectations of the way things are going to look and feel. Of course, you want everything to be clean, and I want that for you as well, but we can only do what we can do. So go easy on yourself. Those are sort of the first two, just like mindset tips. In terms of products and tools, you want to find a mop with an extendable pole. I love, like, our Maker's mop is just, people are crazy about it. And I mean, we are too. It's got an extendable pole, which you can use from a seated position to get up as well as to get down. So you can do high, like corners, ceilings. You can get right down and do baseboards as well. You can do floors. You can do walls. So there are lots of different ways that you can use that mop, and it's got different microfiber head pads as well. So that is going to be really helpful for you. You can remain seated in a chair, like if you have like an office chair that wheels, or if you have, we talked about a creeper seat in the video, even a walker that has a seat on it, that could work. We also talked about a spinning scrub brush, which is in the video, which I've had great results with. Also really good if you have back issues. You can use that for like cleaning the tub and toilet and sinks and showers. Like it's really great for the heavy duty stuff. Yeah, so I would say to watch that video, kind of take some points from there and see which of the tools specifically, you know, that deal with mobility issues could be helpful. The other thing I'll say is like a robot vacuum could be helpful too. They're not perfect and they don't get the job done, you know, the way that you could get the job done if you had, you know, a full vacuum that, you know, was working at peak performance, but it will do a lot for you that you otherwise wouldn't have to do yourself. And Tamara says changing your mindset is hard. And she's absolutely right. It is really hard when you're so used to something one way. And then, you know, you're switching into another mode and you're doing something else. Like you know, you have these expectations, you have these standards, and you've set them and you've lived with them for so long. I get that. I get that. It's tough, but you know, you can either beat yourself up for something or you can find a way to move forward. So Tamara, I hope that kind of helps, you know, with the changing the mindset issue. And I really hope that Sunshine Pam, you took something away from that as well. I am noticing some political comments, and let's just talk about the elephant in the room. I know the elections are coming up tomorrow. Clean My Space is a nonpartisan space. We are just here to talk about cleaning. But my heart goes out to all of you because I know tomorrow's going to be a tough day. So let's just leave it at that. All right. What do we have next? Nicole M. We have the old school textured popcorn ceilings. What's the best way to clean them? Yeah, so Nicole, this is a question for the ages. So a lot of people struggle with cleaning popcorn ceilings. One of the things that you can do, and kind of the best way to do it, is just to put a brush, like a brush attachment on your vacuum and kind of just go at it that way. There's, you know, if you put a mop pad or like a duster on there, things are going to get stuck. Like they're very clingy. And you know, if you use like a lamb's wool duster or a microfiber duster, one of the really finely spun ones that look like a giant Q-tip, I have one in my garage, they just cling on to everything. So you don't want to use that. I would just say stick with the vacuum. Now, are you going to be able to do your whole ceiling like that? No. But if you notice dusty corners, go at it with your vacuum with brush attachment, and that's the best you can do. Okay, so here I've got the Red Devil says, I'm currently at the station waiting for my train home from college, but I might join when I get back. I'm assuming I'm welcome, that is. Of course you're welcome. Safe space, anyone's welcome here. Listen, I just want to talk quickly about the Clean My Space membership program. We have this membership program. You know, anything that you get on the Clean My Space channel, video wise, it's always going to be there. It's always free. There are just some people who are like, I want more. I want to see bloopers. I want to see extra tips. You know, we do a members only live stream where I do a deep dive on a topic. I'm actually putting together some really good Black Friday content for the members only live stream. You get access to the back catalog as well. You get custom emojis, like little cleaning emojis that show up here. So that's you know, and you also get badges on your account saying how long you've been a member for. Oh, there they are. They're so fun. Like, how cute are those little emojis? Anyway, lots of fun little things that you get with the membership. It's not expensive. And again, it's just like a way to support the Clean My Space channel. And if you want more, there's some value there for you. But like I said, this will always be free. The videos will always be free. So you can have a look in the comment in the description box where we'll have a link to that membership program if you are indeed interested. Let's see here. So I'm just going through. There we are. Diane says, Do you have any advice on cleaning the baby car seat frame? I wash the fabric and vacuum the frame, but there are still crumbs I can't reach. Yeah. So listen, um, parents will know that car seats, no matter how much hoping and praying and yelling and whatever you do, those car seats are going to get disgusting. Um, the best thing that I have found is to figure out when Riley was younger, her car seats had like removable fabric and padding. So what I would do is I would remove that, kind of shake it out, wash it by hand, because depending on the type you have, you can either wash it by hand or put it in the washing machine. And then the frame itself, you can vacuum, as you said, but then there are crumbs you can't reach. So there are a couple options. The first thing is to get like a little hand broom or a paintbrush. So a paintbrush can kind of get in there. You can use the bristles and sort of brush out what's needed. You could use a vacuum with a brush attachment. You could use a cotton swab. You can use a cleaning toothbrush, like all those little things that can sort of squeeze into the nooks and crannies. You can do. There's also a product on Amazon. Sometimes I demo it on television. It's like this car cleaning gel. Not sure if you've seen it before. They also sell it for use for keyboards, and it's slime in a jar that essentially you plop onto a very tight, difficult area to pick up crumbs. And then the slime kind of absorbs the stuff. And then you incorporate it into the slime, and then you press it down again, and you just keep going until the slime fills up with junk, and then you get rid of the slime. So Diane, lots of different ways that you can get rid of those crumbs besides just vacuuming, because I know the vacuum doesn't do it all. So I hope some of those ideas have inspired you, and also don't sweat the small stuff. Car seats are quite literally meant to get dirty, disgusting. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I clean mine semi-regularly, but I'm also accepting of the fact that like my daughter's gonna eat snacks and sometimes there's gonna be crumbs there, and I just try not to worry so much about it. Sunshine Pam, I'm glad that was a helpful comment for you. The Red Devil says, I used to be obsessed with cleaning. Your videos always bring so many memories back to me, and I would love to talk to you about it, Melissa. Well, hop on. I'd love to chat with you about it too. I wonder why you're not obsessed with cleaning anymore. Penny says, hi. Nice to see you, Penny. Oh, Mavis. Okay. Mavis says, do you have any suggestions for keeping a house clean with a dog? He's a little terror. I do. And I'll also let you know, if you want to join, you can do so by, if you want to like talk to me one-on-one live right here, what you can do is there's a little comment link in the description box. You can click on that and it will queue you up. So you and I will be on a split screen and we can chat and I can work through your cleaning problem with you in real time. All right. So Mavis, let's get back to the dog. I'm going to have a drink first. Okie doke. So first things first is when we have a pet, we have to adjust our expectations. Things are going to happen. They're going to vomit. They're going to have bathroom accidents in the house, and we have to know and be prepared for that to happen. There might be pieces of furniture or blankets or pillows or rooms that you don't want your pet going into. So it's important that you sort of cordon off those spaces for the pet. Alternatively, you might want to have a space that only the pet's allowed. So for example, I know someone that has a really big dog and they don't like it in certain rooms, so they've gated those rooms off. Now, I don't love the idea of having a baby gate, but this dog is huge and could take me down. So they needed to put a baby gate in. That's what they had to do. And it's just the way that they live. And they love the dog, and the dog outweighs the baby gate in terms of importance. So just thinking about things like that. In terms of tools and supplies to have on hand to keep your house clean with a dog, vacuuming daily is going to be really important. Okay. Crumbs, they're going to want to eat everything, A, and B, the shedding if you have a shedding dog. So vacuuming is going to be really important to stay on top of. Their pet bed. I am not a dog owner, but I believe if you train your dog to sleep in a certain spot, they will. pet beds, blankets, cages, wherever they end up, it's going to get like, you know, ratty and stinky after a while. So you want to make sure that you're laundering those. And if you do buy a pet bed, that it fits in your washing machine, because trust me, you're going to want to launder that pretty regularly. A product that I really like for pet stains is one that I use for the cat, like our cat Molly, who's 15. And trust me, she's seen an accident or two in her day. The product that I really like is called Angry Orange. Is it called Angry Orange? I think it's called Angry Orange. I'm just going to look it up to make sure. So bear with me. Angry Orange. Pet. Yeah, there it is. Angry Orange. See, I'm just having a moment with myself. But it's called Angry Orange Pet Stain Remover. And what's great about it is that it was designed by folks who worked in horse stables and had to keep those smelling good. And let me tell you, if you've been in a horse stable, not a good smell. So I really trust that product. It's enzyme based. And again, it deals with odors from pets. So that's exactly what you want. I've used this to clean the litter box. I've used this to clean up accidents. Works like a charm. So that's a product I would have on hand. I would also have one of the little Bissell steam cleaners, the little portable guys. I think they're called Little Green. They're roughly about the size of, you know, a largish shoebox. And what that will do is it'll allow you to vacuum up, like suction up a stain. So whether it's urine, vomit, anything like that, and then also clean the upholstered area. So, you know, if they threw up on a couch or on a rug, like you can just run, get that, do a quick cleanup. Staying on top of stains and messes as they happen is going to be really important, because in the event that they make a mess and it's sort of left for a few days, that's when stains and odors really settle. So you want to stay on top of it. So anyway, Mavis and Lynn, who just says she just got a puppy. I hope that helps both of you. Oh, your little dog in the picture looks adorable. Maybe like a little Westie. I can't quite tell, but very cute. Anyway, I hope that helps, because pets are awesome. They're such great little companions, but also, whew, they can be hard sometimes. And Diane says she uses Nature's Miracle spot treatment for pet stains. Nature's Miracle, another great brand for pet stain products, pet stain and pet odor removal. All right, let's see here. Penny says, I used to love cleaning until I developed allergies after having my kids, and now I have a dog. Now I hate it because my allergies get really bad when cleaning or decluttering. What should I do? Penny, I wonder what you're allergic to. Are you allergic to the products? Are you allergic to dust? Do you have a mold allergy? Like, I think understanding what the allergy is would inform the solution. If it's a dust allergy, then my first recommendation would be to use an air purifier, because that's really going to help assuage any of those allergy symptoms. Checking your HVAC and making sure that your furnace filter is clean or replaced, because that again is going to contribute to allergies. If your home's really dusty and you're not getting rid of some of those allergens within the home, it's going to be really hard anytime dust or anything gets kicked up. And you know, if it's an allergy to products, we have so many DIY product recommendations on the Clean My Space channel. And I think that would be great for you to investigate as well. So those are a couple of options. Vacuuming regularly is really going to help keep the indoor air clean and clear for you. And the other option, you might not like it, but it is what it is wearing some PPE when you're cleaning. So in your case, it would be like an N95 face mask, which I know for a lot of us is very like, brings back memories of a place we'd really not like to go back to. But there have been times where I've put on a mask when I've cleaned certain things, and like it makes a difference. It really does. You can also consider wearing other forms of PPE like rubber gloves. That might really help you. So think about how those small changes, Penny, might make a difference. John joined. Hey, John. John and I message on Instagram. So it's nice to see you here, John. Welcome. Sierra, you mentioned an enzyme cleaner earlier. Do you have a recipe for a homemade enzyme cleaner for fabrics, porous surfaces, solid surfaces? Okay. So here's the thing. Mm, Starbucks break. You notice I'm not drinking kombucha today? It's in the fridge. Don't worry, I'll be having it right after. Enzyme cleaners you can make by soaking citrus peels, so like lemons, limes, oranges, tangerines, grapefruits, in vinegar. You put it in a jar. You kind of leave that jar under your sink for like 3 weeks to a month. It's going to extract oils and enzymes and all of that business. And you can pour that into a spray bottle and use that as sort of a DIY enzyme cleaner. Is it going to work as well as a formulated enzyme cleaner, Sierra? No. It's going to work to an extent, but it has its limitations. So if you need just like, a mild degreaser or something like that, you can try what I just recommended. And basically you strain out the orange peel, you strain out the citrus peels, keep the liquid, obviously. So you're going to strain it into a jar or what have you, and then you can pour that into a container. But really and truly, the benefit of the enzyme is that it's been specifically formulated to deal with an issue that you're having. So, if you have a stain on your clothing, Purity stain remover, it's like unbeatable. It's amazing. BioClean Back Out is an amazing enzyme cleaner. So sometimes it's like, yeah, we can do it ourselves. And I'm always the first person to tell you when you can do something yourself, but sometimes the formulated product really does work better. So I'm just giving you all the information that you need to make an informed decision. So I hope that helps, Sierra. Now, Penny came back and said that she has a dust allergy. So Penny, I covered some of those things that you can do for a dust allergy. And I really hope that it helps. Just a reminder, if anybody wanted to join live, that would be great. There's a little link for you in the description box, or in the comments rather, where you can click that link and it'll pull you up right here on the screen with me, and we can talk through any cleaning question that you are having. All right, April. April wants to know about the little green steamer. Can it be used on hardwood? Otherwise, what would be good to clean between the grooves of the planks? I've used floor cleaners and a toothpick and a brush, but it is slow going. Yeah. So the little green steamer, I would not under any circumstances use on hardwood. And it's because it can cause damage to the hardwood. You want to make sure that you're using as little liquid or moisture as possible when you're cleaning hardwood floors. The little green's job is to deposit quite a bit of moisture and sort of work it in. So it's perfect for upholstered items, but certainly not for hardwood. To clean between the grooves of the planks, I hear you. This is a conundrum. You're saying you've used a floor cleaner and a toothpick and a brush, but it's slow going. So there are a couple options here. For older wood floors, and I've seen this on older wood floors, they kind of have like that really dark grime going in there. And at some point, I know people are just like, yeah, that's what my floor looks like, and I'm accepting it, and I'm not going to sweat it. That's, kind of number one. And if it really starts to bother you, you can have the floors kind of cleaned and then re-varnished, because if you're getting all that dirt building up, it probably means that, some things are sort of deteriorating. So just keep that in mind. And I'm not sure 100% your situation, April. I'm just sort of riffing off of what I'm thinking about hardwood floors. You can use a bristle brush if necessary. So like an iron handle bristle brush. You can use it dry. So what you can do is so if you're not familiar with an iron handle bristle brush, it has nothing to do with like an iron. It just sort of is in the shape of an iron, if you can imagine. So it's like that brush sort of with an oblong head, and you can sort of scrub it like this. Anyway, what I would do is I would dry brush the areas, and you want to make sure that the brush is going to scratch the hardwood. So just do a quick test first. You might want to use a softer bristle on the brush, and then you can scrub the grooves, loosen any of that dirt, and then vacuum. So that could work as well. Steam is another way to go, but I don't like steam for hardwood. But if the floors are older, it's sort of a, if you really want it, you can. Anyway, that's something to think about, April. So I hope that helps a little bit, but I think the dry brushing might be the way to go on that. Okay. Penny, wants to know the difference between a humidifier and a dehumidifier. As far as I know, and someone can correct me in the comments, so a humidifier will add moisture to a space. So when it gets really dry, you know, in these colder months, like people get like runny noses and sore throats. So they want to have a humidifier to help add some moisture to the space so that they don't struggle with breathing. On the flip side, if your space gets too humid and you have a high humidity content, which tends to happen in warmer spaces. So in the summer, my home can get quite humid. And then what ends up happening is, you know, if you have hardwood floors, the hardwood floors can start to expand. You can start to get other kind of moisture issues if you have too much humidity in the house. So a dehumidifier removes that moisture. So two opposite effects, equally you know, as annoying to have to think about. Great question though, Penny. All right. CW says, we bought a fixer-upper. So naturally, that means my house is always under construction. Any tips for making the house feel clean, even though it always feels out of order? Yeah, that is, listen, that's annoying. I've lived through renovations before. I've lived in those reno houses and reno situations. They are exhausting, completely exhausting. And like, how do you manage? Well, the first thing you can do, and the thing I think is most important, is to clean as you go. So at the end of the day, cleaning up your workspace. The most important thing, as far as I'm concerned, is vacuuming. So I would pick up a shop vac, also known as a wet dry vac, just something that can suck up that really fine drywall dust or any mess that you've made. You know, if you get like a nail in there, you don't worry about it. Those are like very durable workhorse vacuums. I think that's the most important. The second thing, when we've gone through renos, what we have done, and what I really like, is that we've taped off the area with like a plastic tarp and painter's tape. And what that does is it provides like a physical separation between the space that you're renovating and the space that you're living in. So if you have to go into that room, like if we had to go in the kitchen, there was a split down the middle. I think ours came with a zipper. So you could open that, kind of go through, do what you needed to do, and then come out. It almost feels like you're on a spaceship, or you're like going into a, you know, like a level 4 toxicology lab or something. It's got like a really weird vibe to it, but it made a lot of sense, and it just kept the mess separate, and it was quite helpful. And if you have to constantly use the space, like, I think the best thing you can do is just clean up, you know, clean up your mess at the end of the day. If you're living and there's like all this stuff lying around, I mean, listen, if you're in the middle of like a 2-day tile project, you're not going to put everything away only to take it out the next day. But, you know, if it stretches on to a month or 2, like it's really going to get exhausting to live like that, and you don't quite feel settled. So I guess the other thing that comes to mind is just try to knock one project off at a time in one space. You know, so that you don't have things all over the place, because that can sort of add to a sense of chaos. Yeah. And then in terms of managing the dust, I would say to make sure that you're changing your furnace filters more regularly. So typically you're supposed to do it 4 times a year. I would do it once a month if you've got a lot of drywall dust going on. Just if your filters are clogged, you're not going to have airflow, like effective airflow, and you're going to have more dust in the house. So that's really gross. And I would also have different shoes. So I would wear shoes in the construction site. And then when you step out of that taped off area, take the shoes off. And then that way, again, you sort of have that separation. So I hope that helps. Yeah, it's fun to deal with renos, but it's also like, it can be really stressful and really messy. All right. Lynn says Halloween is over, and it's sad because cobwebs and dust can no longer be called holiday decoration. That is true. But there are plenty of other things to celebrate. December leads into a lot of different holidays that are celebrated around the world. So great time to tuck away those Halloween decorations and put some other things up. But listen, if you have to do any high dusting, because you're noticing cobwebs, so many easy ways to go about doing it. You can, you know, like the maker's mop, for example. I know I talked about it earlier. It's so easy to use an extended pole. there goes my laptop, to use an extended pole and to sort of, oh, there it is. Hello, Maker's Mop. Hello, my feet. To like get into the top corners, to get into the baseboard area, just capture that dust. But you're right, you can't write it off as a holiday decoration anymore. Really, you had October 31st. That was our big day, my friends. That was it. It came and went. By the way, did you see my spooky stories YouTube video that I put up? I want to tell you about this video because it was so much fun. So what I did, because I thought, oh, I want to do something for Halloween, but like cleaning Halloween, it's so weird. Like, how do you make sense of it? And there's this one podcast that I like to listen to sometimes called Spooked. And it's just this really great storyteller. And he goes around and he finds different like stories that people tell about like paranormal encounters, which is counterintuitive to me because growing up, I was scared of any and all paranormal things. Like you name it, I was terrified. But now I think it's kind of fun to listen to. Anyway, yeah. So we just put the link up in the description. It's called Creepy Cleaning Confessions You Won't Believe. I called it Haunted Housekeeping. And what I did is I went online and I looked up people's stories of encounters with the paranormal while they were cleaning. And I found some messed up stuff. So if you're not feeling scared enough already about everything that's going on, you can watch this video. I had so much fun recording it. I wore a little Halloween costume. I was a cat. You know, you can see what I looked like as a cat. But it was lots of fun. So yeah, if you want it, you can even like turn it on while you're cleaning or something and just listen because I filmed it right here. Like I'm just reading off a screen. I'm not reading right now, but I was sitting reading the stories off the screen. It was really fun and the stories are wild. Anyway, a little plug for that video. Oh, we got a comment here. Watched your latest cleaning products video and have to tell you the electric scrubber is awesome. What are your top 3 favorite cleaning tools you always use? I have a bad back. So you know what's funny? I talked about this product too on a TV show that I do regularly, the morning show here in Canada. And it's like the #1 show in the country. And I talked about it and they said, oh my God, like you talked about it on the show and like we sold hundreds of them after your TV segment because like people are crazy about this thing. The electric scrubber is so great, especially for people like you with a bad back. We talked about it earlier as well. I mean, I can't say enough about it. I am very cheap with my elbow grease. Like I don't want to work hard at all if I don't have to. And frankly, I don't want you to have to work hard if you don't have to. The electric scrubber does all of that for you. So keep that in mind. A couple of other cleaning tools that I always use. I mean, I talked about the Maker's Mop already. I love that thing. And then, oh my gosh, off the top of my head, I would say like my stick vac. I use my my Dyson stick vac pretty much every day. Right now I'm using the V15 outsize or the Gen 5 outsize. That's their newest one, the Gen 5 outsize. Alrighty. So I just have a couple more minutes before I have to hop off. And like I said, we're going to do our members only live stream. We've got some Black Friday stuff coming up. I was away last week, so I didn't have time to prep something, but I want to put something really great together for you. If anyone wants to hop on real quick and ask a question, they can do so by clicking the link in the comments that says talk to Melissa or join chat live with Melissa. You can click that link. But I always love talking to you and answering your cleaning questions because that's why I do what I do. I hate cleaning. I struggle with it to this day. I mean, I'm way better than I was back in 2006 when I started. But let me tell you, yeah, I don't want to spend any more time doing it than I have to. And I love the people that love to clean and I love the people that hate to clean because I am just here to help you maximize any effort that you make for cleaning. So with that, my friends, I am going to call it a day here on our live stream. It was such a delight chatting with all of you. I'm thinking of everyone, especially in the States. I know pretty much everyone there is really stressed out about all this election stuff. So just do what you need to do to get through, and all the best to everyone else in the world who's not sweating that stuff. I hope you have a wonderful Monday and a great start to your week. Thanks so much for tuning in today, and I'll see you very soon. Take good care.